Hey everyone, Dan from FB Geeks here, and today I'm going to be looking at the Kaweco All Sport and the new stone-washed finish. Now, if you're familiar with the Kaweco Sport, you'll be familiar with this pen right away. The big difference is the All Sport is made from aluminum. Now, I've been looking into getting one of these for a while, but none really caught my eye until I saw this stone-washed version that's available in blue, which you see here, and also black. Now, if this finish just doesn't do it for you, go ahead and watch the rest of the video anyways, because almost all of what's said about this pen applies to the other All Sports as well. There are a lot of different finishes to choose from, and I'll include a link to those in the video description below. So let's take a closer look at this pen. The All Sport comes in a neat little package that has as much charm as the pen itself. For some reason I got a bit of a vintage vibe, but couldn't quite put my finger on it. The pen comes in this cool tin case with raised letters and an image of the pen on it, and I suppose once you remove the pen you could use it to store breath mints or something. Kaweco has used a process to accelerate the wear and create the stone-washed finish. I suppose it's a bit similar to buying pre-worn jeans. Personally, I love it, and that's mostly due to the uniformity of the wear across the pen. And I'm guessing that's exactly why others will hate it. It doesn't have that uniqueness to it that genuine wear creates. Carrying the same pen with you day in and day out, going through your routine, it'll start to develop spots of wear that you could pick out among a table full of other used All Sports, and that creates its own charm in the pen. But it would take me a lifetime of actual use to get that brand new All Sport in this kind of condition, and I just ain't got the time for that. Kaweco does a good job making sure every bit of the pen has been touched. You can see the edges get hit a little bit more, which is to be expected, and if I remove the barrel, you can see it's even applied to those hidden surfaces on the section. This pen does accept international size cartridges, and if you really must have a converter, the Monteverde mini converter worked just fine. Of course, the cap does post, and does so very well. It makes the pen long enough to become usable, but for nothing more than short notes or a few sentences. I certainly wouldn't grab this pen to write a letter or journal entry. That's just not what it's designed for. It's meant to be compact and remain out of the way until you need it, and it does that job perfectly. When I purchased this pen, I opted for the newly released retro-styled clip. It slips on the cap fairly easily with enough tension that I'm not worried about it slipping off the pen, and it'll fit any sport model available. It sells for about $8, which is kind of a hefty premium over the $3 original clip, but comparing the two side by side, I'd say it's worth it. The original just looks so chunky, and I really like the added detail on the face of the new clip. It's far from a necessity, but I'm glad Kaweco at least gives us the option. And just like the original, this new retro style clip is available in both chrome and yellow plated versions. Since the All Sport is such a great pocket pen, let's see how it stacks up to a few others in its class. From left to right, we have the Pilot Prera, the TWSBI Mini, the Kaweco Sport Classic, the Kaweco All Sport, the Caran d'Ache Ecuador XS, and for a little perspective, the Pelican M200 and M805. Posted, you can get a good idea for how these pens size up against each other. There are much better options if you need the smallest, lightest fountain pen possible, or if you want something that's more comfortable to use, but the Sport line of pens is a good mix of those two qualities. The nib is just a little guy, but considering the pen it's in, it fits well. It's made from stainless steel and available in a variety of sizes from extra fine to double broad. You can even get 4 individual calligraphy nibs ranging from 1.1 to 2.3 millimeters. Replacement nib units sell for about $11, making it easy to swap sizes simply by threading the old unit out and screwing in a new one. I ordered the fine nib for my All Sport and would say it's pretty true to size. I inspected the nib right out of the box with a 10x loop and saw the tines were perfectly aligned. This gave me high hopes for a smooth writer, and it didn't disappoint. The steel nib is pretty rigid though, but for $10, what do you expect? I'm just happy it's as smooth as it is. The only flaw I could find, if you can even call it that, is that the nib is on the dry side. Downstrokes and cross strokes are acceptable, but as you can see, upstrokes become noticeably thinner to almost non-existent. A simple tuning adjustment would increase the flow, and even finding the right ink would make a big difference. But ideally, I'd like to see a little better flow out of the box. So that's the Kaweco All Sport Stonewashed. The All-Sport lineup has a great variety of finishes, and I think it makes some great compromises between being compact and comfortable, and the ability to swap out nib units at such a great price is a big plus. Like the rest of the All-Sport line, the stone-washed finish sells for $80. That's 3 times as much as a $25 Sport that's made from plastic, excuse me. But I think the additional feeling of quality, style, and durability are worth it as long as it's in your budget. My only concern is the nib performance out of the box. Now, if you do happen to get one with a bum nib, don't hesitate to contact your retailer and get it resolved. And if that doesn't work, a small investment in a nib tuning will quickly make it your favorite pen. So let me know your thoughts on the stonewashed finish and which of the All-Sport pens is your favorite. I'm looking forward to reading your responses, and if you enjoyed this video, please click the like button below and subscribe to our channel for more great videos. Thanks for watching.
Indulge.